The classroom was unusually quiet that Tuesday afternoon, the only sound coming from the gentle ticking of the old wooden clock hanging on the wall. Mr. Elliot stood at the front, grading papers under the harsh fluorescent lights. As he turned to collect an assignment from Rachel, one of his bright yet enigmatic students, he noticed the faint smell of damp earth wafting through the open window, a lingering sensation that felt uncomfortably out of place. Over the next few days, Mr. Elliot couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Rachel had submitted an essay that detailed not just the curriculum, but specific events from his own life, moments he'd never shared in class, memories locked deep within. One passage in particular described a long-lost family heirloom, a silver locket inscribed with his grandmother's name, an image he had not spoken of since childhood. He felt the muscles of his stomach tighten as the worn, familiar scent of freshly baked bread filled the room, an aroma that twisted into something more pungent, something unsettling. As he dug deeper, he found that Rachel's writing morphed subtly, her essays threading through the tapestry of his past with unsettling accuracy. The temperature in the classroom dropped, a sharp chill pooling in the corners as shadows danced along the chalkboard. Mr. Elliot began to notice whispers echoing faintly from the back of the room, words he couldn't quite catch, but they felt like a memory just out of reach. He glanced back, only to find Rachel's eyes locked on him, dark and knowing, as if she were probing the very depths of his soul. One afternoon, as the clouds loomed heavy outside, he noticed a cracked mirror propped against the wall in a forgotten corner of the classroom. It caught his attention, so he approached, and the reflection that gazed back at him was warped and distorted, showing not just his image, but the twisted figure of a girl. Mr. Elliot leaned closer, his heart racing, feeling as though the very air around him had thickened, suffocating in its oppressive silence. Then there was the day Rachel handed in a piece titled "The Weeping Shadows." As he read, a creeping dread settled over him. It depicted an eerie house at the edge of town, echoing his childhood fears in vivid detail, the creaking floorboards, the scent of musty wallpaper, and most distressingly, a family curse he believed had remained buried for decades. By the time he finished, his hands trembled, and the shadows around him seemed to elongate, whispering secrets he wished to forget. The final blow came on a stormy evening when Mr. Elliot dared to confront Rachel after school about her unsettling knowledge. The moment their eyes met, the air crackled, and the temperature plummeted. "You shouldn't have looked," she murmured, her voice barely louder than the howling wind outside. The lights flickered violently overhead, and for a fleeting instant, the classroom was illuminated by a blinding flash of lightning. In that stark moment, the static crawled across the TV screen in the corner, casting strange, flickering shadows that danced around her. Only then did he realize Rachel was not simply a gifted student, she was the vessel of something ancient, a bearer of tales that refused to remain silent. As the storm raged on, grasping his resolve, Mr. Elliot turned and ran, his breath coming in ragged gasps, feeling the weight of generations behind him, pressing him toward the door. In the days that followed, the classroom felt emptier, haunted by an absence that had never been there before. Rachel left without a word, and Mr. Elliot found solace in the mundane, the clocks ticking a comfort against the memories lingering in the silence. But as he glanced at the empty desk where she once sat, he couldn't shake the unsettling thought that the stories she had pulled from the shadows still whispered around him, waiting to find a new storyteller.